Let's hear some of those crocodile statements. I want to do a little inventory. What are some of those crocodile languages, things that we say in our minds, or maybe we even say them, that disconnect us from our wisdom and from our power and from each other? What are some of the things that we say? First from the front here.
My computer doesn't work.
My computer isn't working. Yes, as opposed to what would be a more responsible way to say this.
I need to get my computer fixed, or I have to go on campus.
Yeah, I can work to get my computer fixed, which doesn't mean my computer doesn't create problems, but at least I'm thinking about what I'm going to do to work on it. Yes, create some choices. Thank you for that. What else? Another victim statement. Yes?
I completely forgot.
I completely forgot, which already has a little responsibility to it, right? But when I know that I'm forgetful, I am forgetful, what can I do to create more choices?
Use a calendar for time management.
Yes, use something to remind you. My husband has a very good memory, so I just ask him, hey, and I use my calendar. Of course, I can't say my husband didn't remind me that I'm in victim statements again, yes? Okay, what else? Thank you. Victim statements. From over here. This middle section here.
It's their fault.
Always.
Blaming out someone else. It's their fault.
It's their fault. It's clearly their fault. Yes, we know that, right? It's always their fault. And I can come up with really good reasons why it's their fault, as opposed to saying what?
I take responsibility for my actions.
I take responsibility for my actions, or I haven't quite figured out how to work with them yet, or whatever it is, which puts me on the edge of learning. As you know, remember the crossing of the arms? Puts me in the zone of discomfort, right? How many people got out of bed this morning thinking, I want to be uncomfortable? Raise your hand. Nobody. Well, maybe one or two. How many people thought this morning, I want to learn something? Raise your hand. Well, there's a few people at the foster school would like to learn stuff. That's nice. All right, good. All right, so that means, but notice that to get out of this victim language is uncomfortable. It puts us in the hot seat, right? So learning, there's something in us like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. It may be in part because of our biological conditioning. If I go way, way back, our brains haven't really caught up to the reality we are today. We're still thinking we're in the wild. And so if I find a reliable source of food, I'm not going to change that up because I want to make sure I've got the same thing to eat tomorrow. I can rely on that. So, of course, I'm not going to change things up or even change my thinking. If I'm very used to thinking it's their fault, I'm going to think that tomorrow again. Changing my thinking is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. It will challenge us inside. It challenges our evolution. Yes? Okay. Other victim statement. Yes? I can't help it. No, you can't help it. And why? What would be a more responsible way to say? I didn't bother to do anything about it, right? Now, but the 1% principle does not mean becoming a superhero, right? It can mean I'm choosing not to engage in this. That's also a choice. But at least I'm not saying that they are doing this to me. Inside of me, something is rejoicing when I make a conscious choice, and something in me is like, not so happy when I fall into the trap of victim thinking. You can notice that in ourselves. Our better angels say inside, like, oh, yes, the man of this, the woman or the day is standing up. Yes. Inside of us, like, yeah, it's a lot noisy when you're not completely in your truth. You know that. So something in us, when we say, oh, it's all their fault, something in us knows that we're kind of making stuff up. We know that. It doesn't feel so good. We don't feel so tall on the inside. Okay, that was a sidebar. Another victim statement from around here. There weren't any victim statements. I'm going to blame the... No, we didn't have any victim... No, we didn't have any victim statement. One victim statement from over here. What about you? Yes, you.
He said the professor made the exams too hard.
Absolutely. The professor made the exam too hard. And we can all agree on it, so now we can all blame the professor. Lovely. As opposed to,
I could have better prepared myself.
I could have better prepared myself. Now, it doesn't mean that some professors make exams too hard, but then you can have a conversation about it with them. Saying, hey, professor, you taught this, you're asking this, maybe we can talk about this. Right? That's also taking a choice. All right. So notice that part of our brain doesn't like this at all. It's the amygdala. How quick is the amygdala again? 0 seconds. It's immediate. Then to get to wisdom, we have to count to 10. Let's do this together. I'm challenged. Whatever the challenge is together, whatever the challenge is. Think about this. Let's count to 10 together. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How long is that? Huh? Forever. Like when somebody says, you're an idiot, or I don't like you, or you failed on the test, or I'm upset at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How long is that? That's forever. That's very uncomfortable. Is it forever? No. It just feels forever. For who? For the owl? For the wise part of my brain? Or for the not so wise part of my brain? It's the crocodile feels this like forever. Have you noticed? My mind my mind is an interpretation machine. It makes this stuff up. That's not true. Not true. That's why a mind is like a dangerous neighborhood. It's better not to go there by yourself.
I'm not sure I understand.
And your watch doesn't quite understand that. I'm not sure I understand. That's interesting.